What's up, guys? Last year, I started development on a mobile game called Plasma Puck Unlimited. The game has been out for a couple months now. In between the Apple App Store and the Google Play Store, it has around 10,000 downloads, although most of the downloads come from the Apple App Store at the moment. After releasing a large update for it, I just wanted to spend this video talking a little bit about the development process and also what I've learned from making this video game. First off, let's talk about what Plasma Puck Unlimited actually is. It's meant to be a mobile air hockey simulator with some twists added. The genre of air hockey simulators is pretty saturated, so hopefully I made mine stand out with a couple of the features that's in it. For starters, there can be multiple pucks in a match. There can also be power-ups that get activated when a puck touches them, and the power-ups have different effects depending on the type. Lastly, the game also has objects that can be placed on the field and have different interactions with the pucks on the level. Objects can also be placed on predefined routes so that they follow a path back and forth at a constant speed. I managed to make over 400 stages for the players to play through, where each stage is just a random combination of objects and power-ups. You play against an AI and have to reach a certain amount of goals before they do in order to win. I really wanted the game to be the kind of game where you pick it up and play maybe 1 to 5 matches in it from time to time. With that kind of game style in mind, I just wanted to make sure that there are plenty of stages for the players to play through so that they keep coming back every once in a while. If the player gets tired of playing through the stages, then there's also an in-game level editor that allows players to create and play their own levels. In the level editor, you can choose what kind of objects you want, where the objects should be placed, and even if the object should be on a route or not. You can also select what kind of power-ups you want, and once you're done making the level, you can save it and even play against an AI. Not gonna lie, the level editor was one of my favorite features in the game, and it made creating over 400 stages a whole lot easier for me. I pretty much used it along with some extra tools behind the scenes in order to make tons of levels really fast. The last thing that I want to talk about in the game is the arcade. The arcade has 5 unique game modes in it that add a little bit of variety to the game. Some of these game modes add new rules, while other game modes are like completely different mini games within the game. It was really fun working on these arcade game modes, and I plan to add more in the future whenever I have time. Anyways, that's pretty much it for what the game is after a couple months in development. While I don't think it's perfect, I'm still happy with what it is, and I'll take all notes and suggestions into consideration when making my next game. Now that we know what the game is, let's talk about some of the things that I learned with it. For starters, there are the technical skills. I used the Unity game engine to develop the game. I started taking learning Unity seriously about 2 years ago, but it hasn't been a consistent 2 years since I'm also in college, and I've been working over that time too. In Unity, I started with a ton of simple Flappy Bird level mobile games to learn the basics. I made maybe around 8 to 9-ish simple mobile games in Unity, learning little by little with each game. Once I got comfortable, I started tackling larger projects, which naturally led to a bunch of unfinished projects. I can definitely say that the time that I spent working on this game has been the most beneficial to my growth and understanding of the Unity game engine. While I was figuring out the ins and outs of how Unity works, I had to learn everything from shader basics to how to structure code, and even how to use different save systems. For sure, having a project that I actually wanted to see completed helped inspire me to continue working on it. Outside of the technical skills, I've also learned how to really focus on getting something done. To be able to work on something for a couple months straight is something that you really have to have patience for. If you want to become a game developer, then that skill is a must, especially since once you look at projects with larger scopes, the development process could potentially take years just for one project. Another thing that I learned is the importance of finishing your projects. Before starting this game, I had plenty of unfinished projects just sitting around on my laptop. I would create a new project and use it to learn a very specific aspect of game development, like how to make shaders, for example, while completely ignoring something that you might not need for shaders, like a save system. Since we all have to start somewhere, I think just trying to learn a couple things at a time can be helpful, but after a while, and once you feel comfortable enough, I would definitely recommend creating a finished product that others can enjoy too. Being able to balance regular life responsibilities and a small mobile project for a couple months straight without quitting or giving up is something that I'm still pretty proud of myself for. I think anyone can do it, you just have to be really passionate about game dev and have to actually love what you're doing. In conclusion, I can definitely say that the past 2 years that I've spent learning Unity in my free time, I've learned the most from actually making a finished product. With unfinished projects, you can hone in on learning specific things or prototype different features, but once you have a finished project, you're forced to focus on every feature and you have to make sure that they all blend together properly. This helped me learn a lot about the Unity game engine, and I plan to take this knowledge with me for my future projects. There are things that I didn't have included in the initial build of this game, but that came weeks later in an update, and I think that for my future games, I'll just have those features included on release. All in all, I believe that if you're interested in making video games, you should definitely go for it. It can be challenging, but I don't think it's a matter of whether you're smart or not. I think it's a matter of time and whether or not you're willing to throw a couple months to years into learning it. If you have the time and are willing to do it, you can honestly make anything today with the amount of free tools available. Anyways, I hope you guys have a great day, and thanks for watching. If you guys think that the game looked interesting, or if you want to try it out, I'll leave a link to it in the description. Like and subscribe, and if you have any feedback, leave it for me in the comments. Also, this is my first YouTube video, so I am trying out something new. If you guys have any ideas for more YouTube videos, then be sure to leave them in the comments. Thanks.